I'm live here, guys. Come on, here you guys. All right. I want to get these here. I love this office, man. I like this little shot. Why am I talking into this microphone like it means? Okay. All right. Get off. All right, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. My boy, Gene, guys, what's up? Locker room. Helping me get this thing set up. As I told you guys, like right now, why am I talking into this microphone? Right? This microphone doesn't necessarily have anything to do with this yet, because I'm doing this off my iPad, right? In my new office. You know. Oh, excuse me. Mm. Okay. Yeah. Now you think it's too much? The new office. I think, I kind of showed you guys around, but I don't know that we've been like in this setup and showing you. This is what I use with the Netflix thing, with the Netflix show. They set all this up. I don't think I really need this now because I'm working on my iPad. But when I set all of this up and put it in my laptop that's set up here with the camera in it, then I will use that one for everything. Um, but they're going back and forth. And then they got a piece of paper here on the table, right? So where's this camera here, right? Piece of paper on the table here that gives me instructions for dummies. Because I'm not technologically astute. Yeah, so I don't have to be calling, hey, come in here and do this and come in here and do that. But I do like it. I like the new background, the little backing. You see how I put the trophies in. Now, if I kind of show you wider, the whole let me see if I can do this without messing up. I know I showed you guys here. Okay, let me just show you. I'm gonna bring it back here. Okay, you see the wider part of it goes like this. That's one side, and then the other side is really, as you go up. Cool look, man, huh? Residential bunker is cold. Cold room. Cold room all around. I wish I had the ability to show you everywhere. But yeah, cool spot. I mean, wait a minute. Wait. Wait a minute. This is the iPad. I can show y'all. Let's touch it. Wait, let me do that. Let me show you. I can show you, right? See no damn CBS or Fox. This is us. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Let me show you. Let me just show you. Okay, y'all. I don't want to make you dizzy. I'm gonna take you around here. I look at my desk. I got paperwork out with it. But okay. I get it. See this here. See, pull back. Oh, yeah. Do crazy stuff like this. You can show. See, that's the whole setup. Like, oh, hard for me to make it because you're over here. You're on this side. Let me put you like this. And you see all this. See the setup. Uh, that cool officer gave me a new little design. So this camera set up. So long. See, that's my real bus. That's the bus. You know, cool. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. Cool off. Okay. I don't want to spin your head. I don't want to spin your head, but it's funny, man, that we get to do things like this now. You know what I mean? So crazy how it's all changing. You know. Wait a minute. Oh, come on, man. Why gotta see that? What's up? What's up, Double Star 88, brother? How you doing? How's everything, man? Y'all know this dude. I'm listen. What you think about the Fox? So much to talk about. I want to talk about all of that. De'Aaron Fox. I want to talk about that series with you guys. And I feel like I've been talking about it so much because I've been doing interviews, but I really haven't just talked about it like that with you guys and hear what you guys got to say about it. And and especially people from around Dallas, because I know think about it. We had Jalen Brunson here, and it's one thing to lose Jalen Brunson if you were going to keep a Luca, but you lost Jalen Brunson in a Luca. You couldn't, So just from a Dallas person, that just wouldn't have been the same story, but yeah, you know, wow, this guy is such a self-service. Well, why I'm self-service? Because I showed my office. Don't people do remodels? You guys know how long it's been since, like, when I built this house, I don't know, 20 years ago, 20 some years ago. So, I was into the old style. Everybody's been telling me to remodel. So I'm just sharing it with you guys. I'm not trying to, so all of that, way past that. Just just sharing. That's what the social media stuff is, right? You get to talk personal to person. So where else you go do person to person? You do it where a person lives. And if we're being person to person, we're sharing each other and talking about each other. So it was a new office. Told you guys I was excited about doing it. So I showed it to you. So, you know, but what do we want to talk about? We talk about the Knicks, talk about Knicks and Spurs. But now also I want to talk about George Pickens. So I heard he's going to camp. And I don't see many people saying much about that, which I think is such huge news, at least mini camp. Hopefully he'll end up going to camp. You're enjoying accomplishments, and I love that display. Yeah. Uh, Listen, everybody does remodels. It has nothing to do with what you accomplish. Now, you're talking about my trophies. That's just what that is. I ain't never going to be apologizing for any of that. Them trophies is the highlight of my life. I ain't thinking about nothing nobody says about that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know what work went into that. And I know the beginning before it came to that. So, yeah, that's going to be right there. You know what I'm saying, locker room? That's going to stay right there, man. That's all I'm saying for real. But here's what we got to talk about. That whole story, that David versus Goliath story, and that kid playing, nah, I said kid, the man is a kid, he's a grown man, playing the way he played in that moment. Every star we see on all levels and all places, um, sometimes they don't come up in those moments. What I saw Jalen Brunson doing was tantamount to what we see in football of a Tom Brady, the guy that always shows up when it's time to win. And no matter what he played like before, when the last few minutes come, remember, no matter what New England did, if they just don't give Tom the ball with a chance to win and 2 minutes left to go in the game, that's tantamount to what I'm watching with Jalen Brunson every time. I mean, every time. It's crazy. And he's not the biggest, he's not the fastest. And get this, and I think this. The difference this is because I was talking about this with Rod Strickland because I have him on the other show with Rod Strickland, right? And Rod Strickland was a bad boy. I mean, a great point guard out of New York, from New York. New York is like the mecca for point guards. Always been the mecca for point guards. And 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 he was talking about, man, how the game has changed. And it used to be those point guards, but then it got to the big point guards. the big guys like they have now, the kids we just watched in the finals. These guys sometimes be 6'5", 6'6", playing point guard, be bad boys playing point guard. So, and they're not the 6 feeder. Now, Steph Curry made so much for every little guy out there. He gave hope to the small guy when everybody was getting big and dunking the ball. So you don't have to dunk. You get your 3-point off, you can still be special. So you just get away from those big guys and go out here and play basketball and learn to dribble and do all those things. Remember all those things we watched Steph do, dribbling, and now we see him dribbling and shooting. We want to learn how to be like Steph, change the game. Everybody wanted to shoot threes, and you can start saying, well, this is another small guard, but you can't make him Steph 2.0 because this is a small guy that goes down and get in the mess with the big guys. You see, so he's not the fastest, he's not the quickest, he's not the tallest, but he's not afraid to go mix it up with the big guys because he has so much leverage and understanding, and he knows how to get you off balance. It's phenomenal. And then he always makes the play. It's phenomenal. It really is phenomenal to watch. I don't know that we've ever, I'm talking about ever. And I know we want to make Michael Jordan and all of them, and maybe, yeah, but I just don't know. I don't remember it. I don't remember seeing someone keep coming up that big in that moment, like that young man did. I don't remember. I regret the Mavericks didn't pay him. I do too. I do too. And now, now only thing is, will if they would have stayed here, how that would have worked out. Think about this. What he has in New York works because of that unity. Lucas holds on to the ball and dribbles a lot. James Harden, I was talking about guys like that. And then usually teams that they get frustrated with that guy because like he's playing by himself. My boy Mitch was saying it. Then he'll throw you the ball 3 seconds left and you missed the shot and everybody looking at you and he's dribbled down the clock. But they all know he's going to shoot the basketball. They give that ball to Jalen Brunson and they're okay with it. It's amazing when I see it, man. It really is. And it speaks to the tightness of that group. And I don't know that he would have had that here. But I know I would have loved to have had him play. Hold on, my babies. My baby, let me hold on, baby. Hold on, one second. Hey, yeah, baby. Hold on. Oh, I got you, girl. I got you. Hold on. My baby. Oh, see my baby. Y'all see that? Y'all can see her too, right? Y'all can see my baby, right? Can you see? Like, okay. She's on the picture on my wall over here. She's in the picture on my wall. My baby Venus, So Venus, she, and I got the other pups. But Venus is the baby, so she bounces around everywhere and everything. And then we had these little rabbits that were, I guess, hatching, or however they come out. Rabbits had a little nest back here. And when I go in the backyard, the pups are running around the backyard, and I'm working out on the trampoline, getting run in, watching the games or something now. But Venus sneaks back there and finds the little nest. And I don't know what she's doing behind the bushes. And she grabbed one of the little rabbits. And so then I had to ban her from that area to let the little rabbits grow. So they grew it in. Now they scurry away, but they've been shitting all over the yard. I mean, it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. I think they done made it a home somewhere around here. And it's just so funny. I got all these little things going on. And I got to make sure she doesn't be out there trying to chew down and, you know, mess with it. It's just my pups. But so she barks a lot when I have to put her away and I'm working. I got to say, yeah, go give her a snack. But she's okay. She's okay. But yeah, that was a hell of a run. Knicks and Spurs now. And I thought, I just like I said, guys, I don't know that I've seen anyone that played as big in clutch moments as Jalen Brunson. And that's what it took to break this 53-year drought. It made me think about what Dak Prescott has to do to break the 30-year drought. If if I just saw it in the man and nobody gave a chance to do it, and that the same thing that we will say, that was her right there. Nobody gave him a chance to do. You okay, girl? Venus? Venus. Yeah, yeah. Let me get my baby. Come on, baby. Let me show people. Come on, baby. Come on, girl. Hey, come on. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Let me see my baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. My baby. Hey, come on. Let me move. Baba, you so big. Oh, you going so big so fast? You going so big. Get up here. See my baby. Oh, my girl. Oh, my baby. Ain't it? Y'all see my baby Venus. You know what I mean? But she don't want to sit down. Though. She the baby, ain't it? Ain't you the baby girl, huh? Don't bite me, don't bite me, don't bite me. Calm down. Huh, you okay, girl? Huh? It's my baby. I told you I got it for my 60th, right? Come on, baby. Oh, beans. Oh, don't bite that hand. What you doing, girl? Want to say hi to the peeps? Huh? We're going to talk. So, you going to go home? You going to work? You want to stay there while I work? So listen. On one side, we talk all about Jalen Brunson. On the other side, everybody talking about DeAndre Fox, right? De'Aaron Fox. I understand De'Aaron Fox. I understand we all focus on one play, and he is the oldest guy. He's supposed to be the veteran that takes care of everybody and get everybody settled down. But I can't be all mad about him with the. I just can't be. Because in game four, man, they had a 29-point lead. That's what we're talking about. Making that layup, settling people down. And I don't even know how to figure out what I saw in game five, because I didn't think there was any way the Knicks would win in San Antonio. You okay, baby? Breathing hard, girl. Come on, you breathing hard, girl. You breathing hard. Come on, you okay? Come on, let me get you. Hey, don't bite me. Okay, okay, okay. Come on, you breathe hard. You okay? You all right, baby? Huh? You tired? You're hot. Babies, they get overheated fast. So, so they have to, sometimes when they get overheated, they have to just fall down and lay their bellies on the ground. I guess the ground helps them cool off. She starts breathing hard, you know. So, so yeah. But I'm gonna tell you guys what I thought when I look at the Spurs. You okay, babe? When I was in Spurs, and I had Jim Jackson on the White House, and he talked about this. I said, we all put it on Wimby. Wimby has to get tough. Wimby has to get stronger. Wimby has to get down in the blocks. Wimby has to be more physical when it's not really his total game. And Wimby has been, I think, fighting hard and playing great for who he is, and going down on the blocks and everybody dealing with him and just trying to wear him down. And that stuff's tiring. It's tiring. When I had Jim Jackson on, I listened to some of the guys that I talk to when I'm talking to basketball, and him and Mitch said it's also Mitch Richmond. He said this. He said, "You got to it's not just Wemby. We got to start getting guards to penetrate to be forceful, to be strong, to get in the paint, to help get those paint points. That's why I like what I saw in, hey, baby, you okay, baby? Don't break the glasses. And Ron Harper and Dylan Harper, because he was that bigger guard that I thought gave Jalen Brunson some more fits, but I can't say he stopped Jalen Brunson. Nobody stopped him, but I thought he gave him more fits. But I thought the way he played made a difference. And late in that game, in game 5, he had a layup. He got to the basket, and the ball was just a little short off the board. Had he made that, it would have tied the game late. And I think from a whole lot of reasons, everybody confidence go up, and then you got a possible chance. But that game came down the wheel, came down the wheel, and the wheel of the Knicks was not going to be denied. I just saw somebody said, who was that? Said, what about coaching? Yeah, Jamal Robinson. You're right. Jamal, you're right, man. But not let's be real with this too. Let's do coaching here. Let's talk coaching, Jamal. Because I'm willing to give him some mistakes in crucial moments, which is pressure moments, and we want everybody to perform those pressure moments. Like one of them is on the 29-point comeback. Come on, man, let's get a timeout in here. Let's do something. Let's break this rhythm. Let's stop. Let's do something to break the rhythm. And they just kept jacking up the threes. I'm going to put that on a young coach who has a young leader in Wemby. I'm going to put all that on him. You know, I'm going to put him on for putting Fox back in the game when I thought, like you guys are talking about, lead them young kids in the game right now. And Fox came in, and remember, he shot with a couple threes and missed. And now I'm talking about in game 4 and in game 5. I'm talking get to the basket with those games. Maybe you get a foul. Maybe you can break something up right there. And they didn't get a chance to do that. I understand that. I'll put that on them. I'll put some of that at the doorstep of Coach Johnson. There is no doubt, a young coach. But I also saw some great things in his coaching this year. We'll focus on this game, but we got to remember where this game is. This game is in the NBA Finals. This is game 5. There was only 2 more to have after this. So when we measure him all together, him with that young team that have gotten this far, he's done an incredible coaching job. He just got to a place where shit gets so hot. And it's the one thing that separates the very, 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 very good from the absolute best is those pressure situations. And say what you will, that's why the Bill Belichicks are great at it. They seem so cold. They seem aloof. Don't know nobody, but they know pressure. They know pressure. With Jimmy, they know pressure, and they operate well in that. And that ain't something that you are born with. That's something that you have to learn and grow with to get to that place, to understand that. Coach did a great job all year long. He really did. And I've talked about it here where I've seen him grab that young man and talk to him and talk firm to him. And then don't put him on the bench. He sends him back out. You got correction with direction. I'm correcting you what you did wrong, but I'm sending back out here to let you know I still believe in you. Go show me I'm right. But I'm not correcting you and sitting you down that says I'm angry with you and I don't believe in you and you ain't getting another chance. That player has a whole nother attitude and a whole different person. But I watched Coach Johnson grab young men because he was trying to teach them about pressure situations. So I understand how much heat his young ass was under. So I give him a little grace. I know, I know. I hear people want to mess with Wimby. I give him a little grace. I can't tell you I measure men in distance travel and then come here and be cutthroat and not see the distance that they have traveled. both the coach in the Wimby, in the team, in this young time. We'll break down all the things they should have done, all the ways they should have done it. But you got to hold them up, hold them up. Most thought this was OKC, you see. Most thought OKC went, they're in the finals. Right here, right now, that's mind blowing. So I can get on Fox, but 'cause that a decision. They'll make what they got to do with that, even though they did sign that extension. But I ain't thinking about y'all trying to make me break down Coach Johnson. And he got them here already. Yes, the heat got turned up and he got burnt. Yes, but there were only two coaches out of all the coaches in the world that had earned a spot to be in that oven. And he was one of them. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just giving y'all that, bro. I ain't, well, yeah. I I want to get on him. And I'll throw more at Fox than I will at Coach Johnson because I'm just saying I can't do that for y'all. You know, hey, who is perfect? May you catch the first dog. But right. But it's also levels to it. It's also levels. It ain't we ain't never gonna make all the perfect decisions, but we gotta make the right decisions in the right way, and you gotta keep stepping and making those right levels. What I'm saying is, yes, I know you're disappointed with it and hurt, but on the other side, mm, on the other side, there was youth and inexperience. But boy, they know how to get there now. And my thing too now, we watched San Antonio have many obstacles they had to overcome. They took game team to 2 game 7. See, well, once we get here and they lose, now we want to come on, man. You can't put down that journey and what this team had. I watched that young Castle at 21 years old, man, looking around, and that arena was packed. And he was being cool, he was being calm. And Steven Jackson said something to me when I was talking to him about it. Jack, he loves the Spurs. And he said sometimes they just seem too cool, because he's emotional. I'm emotional. I understand what it means. I won't. Okay, well, I tell you what, let's go. I just want to see somebody want to fight. I want to see there's somebody that wants to fight. And that too. That's what makes Bronson so spectacular because he always keeps his cool. He, and you can't disrupt him. He just keeps his cool, man. Silent assassin, and keeps hitting you. But I thought to myself. That must be such a huge moment for this young man. Man, 21 years old, man. All of them are young. It wasn't like they had the old wily veteran that can really teach them and tell them about what they're going through and how to win through. They fought fires. They fought through fires together. They did something as a team, and that was to be commended. I love looking at it from a standpoint, really. Like, will you be on? It is what it is when your new season hits. Yeah, I love doing it is what it is, bro. Man, yeah, man. You better believe. How's that? How you say that? D-man clips? D-M-A-N? Yeah, D-man. I'm going to be on It Is What It Is. I love that show. Let me tell you why I love it too and what they've done. Right? Even on my show, it's a show that I'm doing interviews and all, and I love doing interviews because I love people and I love exploring people and I love breaking down people. I was talking to Ross Strickland to have Strickland say to me on the White House show stuff like, Michael, man, like I know now. I wish I could have. I wish I could have seen it. Like he was saying, you see how mature Jalen Brunson is right now. He said, I wish I could have been that mature. It's like the same thing I said when I look at Malachi Tony. Like, man, I wish I could have been that mature. Ain't no telling what I could have really done. You know what I'm saying? So it always sticks in my head. Okay, you're a knucklehead now. But just if you could have just stayed focused all the way, you know. But you ride with it, you know. And he was talking about, he said, man, I gotta eat that. I understand I gotta eat it. But somehow he's ended up now, and I'm telling you, it's a great show, great story. He's ended up the head coach at LIU, and he's the guy that gets to help young players that okay got the talent to make it in the NBA, but ain't got the right attitude, and they end up with a coach and they said that's it, you're gone, and they fall to him. He's that second. He's the guy that gives them that second chance, that third chance, and it's apropos that he ends up there because he was a guy that got that second and third chance. It's a hell of a great story, man. It really is. So you guys should check that out also. Yeah, yeah. What about CD Lamb? Hmm. CD Lamb, man. 88. CD Lamb is, man. I saw something today too. Um, I saw something today where they had Ed Reed over at the Dallas Cowboys, and then of course I was trying to find out what that is because you got to see if anything's happening. I saw Ed Reed. He posted something about the Cowboys. Everybody starts hitting me, talking about talking about are you going to is Ed Reed signing with the Cowboys? I said I don't know. So now I got to start making phone calls and searching it up and looking it up and I don't know. It was you know, it was nothing. But what I saw was Ed also as I was looking for it, Ed breaking down CD Lamb on the tape, and it was showing Ed Reed and how he looks and read receivers and what he was saying. And he said CD Lamb is such a phenomenal route runner because he has the ability to make you believe he's going one way or make you hold or have to guess or so late in the route before he can still shoot. And he is hips down. Because you're trying to watch his hips and things instead of letting him fake you out here. But he's so good with the way he runs and the way he moves his hips and get in and out of his break. His separation is incredible. That's what makes him special. And that's why I've said before, C. Lamb is probably the most physically gifted 88 we've ever had. He can play inside and out. And CD is a big dude. He's not as small as you think. CD my size. My size. He's just not my thickness, not my mentality as far as physicalness and wanting to punish you. But he's the best physical talent the Jersey has ever had. And having him with George Pickens, who possesses those other things, that's why it's a great combination. You know, George, he'll go upfield. And see, he can get upfield, but his hips are so good, you got to use him to work the field, all over the field. And you use George to go up top. Or what did he do great last year? You know what it was? That big slant route. That big slant route. That's the route. That's it. George make his money off that big slant. Remember they were arguing about George, like he didn't run hard on that comeback, and he'll get a comeback soon. But his route's going to be that slant route and that go ball. And those two right there, mixed in with what everybody else brings, especially CeeDee Lamb. In a time where Dak is where he is mature-wise right now, and understanding of the game, I'm excited about it, man. I was just doing this thing for Hard Rock Bet, you know, talking about basketball season is over. It's a little commercial. Basketball season is over. Why pick just one football when you can have both? We have an amazing World Cup and an exciting NFL season coming up. You know what I'm saying? So you got them both. You got them both. And I'm putting a parlay down on them both. And I was talking through it. You know, this is the commercial we were doing. But yeah, we got football and football. And that's what we got football now. We're going to have football in another couple months. So this is the best time of it, man. I'm doing good with this right here. And then we roll right into the season. And it is great that I hear that George is George supposed to be coming to train men the little camp and or mini camp. He's going to show up because remember he signed the franchise tag, so he'll get fined if he doesn't show up. Now why would you sign that if you're not going to show up and be giving back money? So I'm just so excited that we're going to go into this thing honestly, honestly, not in these negotiations where everybody's only talking about the negotiations and nobody's talking about winning a damn season, winning a championship. This will be, and go back and look at it, first time, and I don't know how long, in a long time, that we're going to be able to say we're going into a camp with no major setbacks contractually once we get everything taken care of with Georgia. And I'm just going off, he's showing up. You know what I'm saying? It has been forever since that has happened. And I'm going off if George don't want to sit out now and lose this money, I don't imagine he would want to sit out later and lose that money or even play the game and risk at losing that money. So that's where I'm excited and what has me excited. Yes, this is one thing I wanna talk to you about. I want to hear from you about, and I want you to tell me your thoughts on it. I'm not even gonna tell you mine. I'm gonna wait until I hear yours. You know, um, you guys are hearing this stuff about this kid, the quarterback, Brandon Sorsby from Texas Tech, right? Kid that they've found to be gambling and gambling on, I guess his team. Now, make a long story short, what happens is they, I guess, the conference, they suspended him, and then he got an attorney and filed an injunction against the suspension so he can play. And the people at Texas Tech wanted to keep him, and he won. But then the conference said if he's on the team, Texas Tech, you're going to forfeit your games. We're not playing. And so they had to come to a decision to not try to force him on the team. And now this young man is going to go and apply for a supplementary draft and be drafted to be drafted in the NFL. I'm a guy that believes in second, third chance, fourth chances, fifth chances, all of that. Now, when you got to have a guy that is gambling in, I've heard people talk about it, that he gambled on his own team. Um, I don't know the details of that. But there are two things here. The position of quarterback affects the game so much. And because of the number of bets that they had uncovered, this young man had betted, I've heard people say, wow, I just don't know if I can trust him in the NFL at the NFL level with all the power that the quarterback position has to affect the game. And I just said, wow, this is crazy. And it's interesting. And it's something to talk about. Now, I want to hear what you guys think. I just want to see this. What do you guys think? Do you think that he should be able, well, you think he should have been able to play in college? Say that. If you think that a team should draft him and be okay, say that. Or whatever you think. I just want to hear where your thoughts are. Because remember, this is a young man. This is a young man. But I heard, I think Stephen A. or somebody was talking about the number of bets that he made. And they were talking about like thousands of bets. And I was like, how can you make that many bets? So yeah, just tell me your thoughts here. No, he needs to be in rehab. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now they said that's how they found out. He did go to rehab, or somebody found out and he went to rehab. So you know what I mean? I don't know if it's he went to rehab because he got caught, or he admitted when he went to rehab. That's how he got caught. And I'm gonna tell you, I think that's a hell of a distinction too, right there. I would like to have clarity on that. If this is something that he came forward with and admitted because he was looking for help, or is it something he came forward with and admitted it, because, or he got caught with and now he's going to get help. So you guys, let me know what you know, Mike. What are your thoughts on the Hulk Hogan? Oh, steel cage match was main event 1987. Yeah, one of them. Oh, one of them old. Wait, my mouth dry. One of them old Hulk Hogan's. Man, I remember them days, man. Remember, I was taking my 87. Was I taking my kids in 87? No. I got tracked. No. So it was early 90s. We were going. But yeah. Uh, uh, well, y'all ignoring my. You want to ruin the chat? What do you mean ruin what chat? I don't know no chat. Give the man a chance. He's not making generational wealth. Slap, he's fine. We feel it when it's touchy. Oh, okay. All right. Now you said, I guess who's this saying? Give a man a chance. Mike, you saying give a man a chance. NFL is for entertainment only. Retired number 88. We can't do that. We can't retire it, bro. It's all about the you. Yeah, it is all about the you. Big respect, Michael Irvin. How about them boys? I'm expecting a great year out of both. You know what I mean? I will fight them, LOL. What's your favorite Super Bowl to watch? I'll tell you that one. That's a great one. It's always the first one. There's nothing like that first Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's absolutely nothing like it. I love you, Michael. You're forever a big game legend. I appreciate that. That's one of the greatest compliments. Now, coming thinking about all the stuff we talk about and Jalen Brunson helps me understand what it is to be a big game player, with so much ride, knowing it. And I mean, he just came through, man. I just so love that story, man. How do you truly feel? Man? Do you feel like he took your spotlight? No, why would you say that? You know what I mean? Why would you say Dion took my spotlight? I don't know how to feel like that. No. And I told you guys, Jared, I was the one recruited Dion here. I was the one. And it's funny that even people would even still to this day say that. And it's just, I just lean in only because not of the point that he made, because the point I want to make is even to this day, we're just talking about the greatness and what it took and what a New York team that says this is my role. That's how they found greatness. There's no way in any part of my life that I could do what Deion Sanders does. There's no way anyone could do what he does. So how could I, and why would I be upset or anything at him? Man, trust me, I was the one all for it. And look at it this way, think this way. We still living off of our union and our relationship to this day. I talked to Dion last night. It was something else. He called me. Let me tell y'all that joker, right, man. Let me just, you know why that joker called you? Send me that picture of me walking up to the White House at the fight. When I was working in the old James, So it was, and see, right there, let me just tell y'all, all our honesty, man, straight love and straight real. That's what you don't get. The dude that wrote that question, that's what you missed right there, bro. You know what I mean? So it's not just what we did when we were playing. It's the mess we still pulling with each other right now today. Like yesterday, we were laughing. You know, that's what we talking about. And we were talking, oh my God. Oh, I shouldn't even be telling y'all this. But we were we were talking about, oh, God is good. We were talking about when we were playing in the locker room, and one of our coaches was Coach Axe. He was our guy, man. We love Coach Axe, and he was an old head, right? But still with the girls and all of that. And we used to be talking about Axe, man. You too young, too old, with them young girls, whatever, whatever. And so he was like, Michael, man, that's how he'll say it. He'll say, hey man, you remember when we were in meetings and we were saying this stuff about Coach Axe, man? He said we shouldn't have put our mouth on Coach Axe, you know what I'm saying? Cause we old now, and and, and we yeah, man. Are y'all crazy? Do you understand me, dude? Do you understand? If we didn't play together, we don't have these moments together now. That's what y'all missed. We didn't just have the moments then. I mean, you can't write his story without me. I can't write my story without him. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. And we hadn't caught a pass in 30 years. Almost 30. 99. Yeah. Almost 30. But we still having moments because we had them moments together. You see what I mean, bro? Come on, man. Y'all better get real with that, man. Y'all better get real. Don't ever think, don't ever think, oh, I ain't fooling with that, bro. You know, man. I love him, man. I love the dude. I really do. Yeah, 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 I love him. No doubt about that. So, no, I can't read, really settle in court. Oh, man, listen, I ain't selling nothing in court. I don't know what you talking about, bro. Oh man, I'm not even gonna give you the time. Yes, sir. Praise God for your presence, Lord. Jesus, my man, let's go. Jesus is great. And y'all know what? Even at that fight, I want to talk about that. At that fight, I love the fact that I saw a lot of people doing that, getting on stage and giving their praise and their worship. I was like, okay, so people, they get a good, we're trying to see and show the good people out there with good intentions, and when they get on the highest of stage, they're still raising up the highest of calling that they have. So I like that. I like it, and I think it says something. I was talking to somebody about it the other day because people don't go to church as much as they used to. So now service comes to you in many other forms, and that's what the Bible means when it says go be disciples. Don't just keep coming into this house looking for the word. Take the word into other houses. And I just like seeing it in the octagon, in the ring the other day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know, you can run them in there like you wanna. All you want to. Nobody ever wanted. Yeah. I pray for Dion all the time. Thanks. Hey man, listen, yeah, me too. And as we all are getting older, and you heard Dion the other day say he is totally cancer free. So I'm happy for him in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for him in that. I've been a Cowboy fan forever. I'm 57 years old. My whole family are Cowboy fans forever, 100. Dude, I appreciate you saying that, man, Kevin. And I'm so, man, and Kevin, let me say this too, man, because to all you brothers, man, just thought when I heard that, you know what I mean? Think about something. I do miss being in training camp, y'all. Yeah, yeah. I do miss being in training camp. And I stay in shape just because I want to fight something every day. It's just I want to wake up fighting something. And I fight sometimes to get up and get the work in. And then I have to put it around something like, okay, I have to go through something. So maybe even I have like a trampoline. I'll put things on and read while I'm running. So I'm training my mind and my body at the same time. It makes me think less about the pain that I'm going through while I'm training. So that's kind of what I always do when I'm working out. But dude, I want to finish something on the Brandon Sorby case on this conversation because I know we got away from it and everything, and everybody is, of course, coming down on the young man. Like I'm going to be honest, I would be worried until I know he's gotten the help he needs, and then I would have to figure out some way to make sure I'm putting guardrails around him, just to make sure. I don't know how you can do that because here's the real problem, and here's the big contradiction: gambling's everywhere. It's everywhere, and I saw. Well, wait, I was just doing a commercial. You know, I was sitting here today working and I saw on CNN where they're talking about trade places where you used to do trades, S&P trades, these houses that we know for stocks trading are also implementing a button that you can go gamble right off. You can gamble away your 401k. The card game, and I profit off of it because they still pay me millions of dollars to sign autograph cards because it has turned into a gamble. And it's a hot market. Everybody, instead of you paying card for card, now I have to sign a number of cards. They hide them under other cards and they make you pay 30 times to try to get the one card. And then you get the card and you're trading and gambling with other people for cards first before you turn it into Tinder. And now they're trying to do stocks and then they're going to do crypto. This is why I'm bringing this up. How do you monitor it? How? When you're making it as possible as a drink of water from from a faucet anywhere. You can get it everywhere. And then we choose to come down down on this man like we did, when all of his life, and this is what's basically going to happen to all the young kids coming up now, all of your life, you are being inundated with subliminal messaging around gambling. Mm. Inundated with subliminal best messaging around gambling all your life. How are you not expected to have a bit of an issue with gambling? Mm. I told my boys, and I was talking about this on who? Oh, with Pete Davis, on his podcast. Right, we're talking about with Pete. I said, I don't get lost in gambling. I don't get lost in gambling. But I'm gonna tell you guys what I told them, and then I'm gonna go. But I said, I'm just gonna tell you because you're my peeps. Because you're my peeps. I told him this. I said, because I love my boy so much, and we will go to Las Vegas and we will go eat, we'll have a great time. And then after eating, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go up and change, man. We'll go out, let's have fun, good time. And I'll go up and get changed, come back. He'll be sitting at a table and he won't leave. I said, man, no, man, I will stay here. And he will stay on that table until 4 p.m. the next day. 4 p.m. next day. I mean, I don't understand it. On that machine. Sometimes he wins. But he does it all day. And I was saying, man, I don't understand. Why can't you just get to the bed, go to sleep? But then so I try to say, I don't blame him. I'm trying to explain him. Like, Michael, put yourself in his shoes. Like, what would stop you? What would mess you up that you just couldn't go by everything? And I said, a slot machine, no problem. But if each of these slot machines was like a naked IAN, like a Colombian, a Brazilian, a Puerto Rican, an Italian, a beautiful naked IAN. That's the only way I said, okay, I understand. That must be what they're going through. Because I can see how that could be a problem. I'm sorry if that sounds crazy, but that's the only way I can try to feel their pain and what they're going through. And that would be scary. You know what I mean? Think about that. I try, put your problem where a person's problem is. Give you better understanding. Like, okay, yeah, I can see where you may get stuck there. I can see. Okay. That's why I judge not as the Bible.